The world is watching India. Today, on October 2025, the question is no longer whether India will be a major global player but how significant its role will become. With a population that has now surpassed China's, making it the most populous nation on earth, India's scale alone commands attention. It stands as a vibrant, if sometimes chaotic, democracy in a world where authoritarianism is on the rise. Its economy is consistently one of the fastest growing among major nations, a bright spot in a frequently uncertain global economic landscape. Demographic weight, democratic resilience, economic dynamism, this places India at a unique crossroads in modern history, a position of immense potential and considerable expectation. India's greatest asset is its people. The country's demographic dividend is a source of power that few nations can claim. While populations in China are aging rapidly, while populations in Europe are aging rapidly, while populations in Japan are aging rapidly. India has the world's largest youth population. The median age in India is around 28 years, 31 inches China, 39 inches the United States. A vast energetic workforce, driving economic growth, driving consumption, driving innovation, increasingly skilled and ambitious young Indians, large cohorts entering the workforce each year, a sustained engine for economic expansion if properly managed. Technology and science are the second pillar of India's ascent. India as a global technology powerhouse, not just the world's back office, research and development hubs and labs, hotbeds of startups and co-working scenes, leaders in digital public infrastructure, the India Stack open APIs and digital public goods, UPI processing billions of transactions monthly, UPI app visuals and people paying by phone, a digital backbone that models for other developing nations, India's space program and rocket launches, pharmaceutical production and labs, biotechnology labs and researchers. India's economy, now the world's fifth largest and climbing to third, is another strength. When we compare India to the world's established superpowers, India, the United States, China, we see a story of different paths and timelines. The United States has been the undisputed global leader for decades, its power built on a foundation of economic dominance, military supremacy, and cultural influence. Its economy remains the world's largest, its technological innovation is unparalleled, and its network of alliances is unmatched. However, the US is also facing internal political polarization and a sense of relative decline in a more multipolar world. Its demographic profile is aging and its industrial base has faced challenges from globalization issues that India is only beginning to confront in different ways. China's rise has been the single most significant geopolitical story of the last 40 years. Through a state-led model, it achieved staggering growth, lifted hundreds of millions out of poverty, and became the world's factory. Today, China challenges the US in technology, economics, and military might. However, China's model has come at the cost of political freedom, faces immense demographic headwinds, and its wolf warrior diplomacy has alienated partners. India's growth, in contrast, is happening within a democratic framework, slower and messier but potentially more sustainable and less threatening to the global order. India's trajectory offers a third way. It does not have the overwhelming power of the US nor the state-controlled efficiency of China. Its path is more gradual and built on different principles. While China's growth was export-led, India's is primarily consumption-driven. While China's power is centralized and authoritarian, India's is decentralized and democratic. This makes India a more predictable and potentially more cooperative partner. Despite its immense potential, India faces formidable internal challenges that could impede its journey to superpower status. Poverty and inequality remain the most significant hurdles. While millions have been lifted out of poverty, a vast portion still lives on the margins, lacking access to basic services like clean water, sanitation, quality health care. The stark contrast between urban wealth and rural poverty creates social friction and limits potential. This inequality is not just economic, it extends to access to education and opportunities, creating a deep seated structural problem that can hinder long term inclusive growth and social stability. Infrastructure is another critical bottleneck. While India has made strides in building highways, airports, digital networks, the demand still far outstrips supply. Major cities are choked with traffic, public transportation is often inadequate, logistics costs remain high, reliable power and reliable water supply are not yet universal, especially in rural areas. For India to become a true manufacturing hub, it needs a world class infrastructure network. The scale of investment required is massive. Execution is slowed by bureaucratic hurdles and land acquisition issues. This needs to accelerate if gaps are to be closed by 2050. The complexities of India's political and social landscape also present challenges. Its vibrant democracy is characterized by fractious coalition politics, populist pressures, a slow moving bureaucracy, social divisions based on caste, religion, and region persist. They can be exploited for political gain, leading to instability and diverting attention from crucial goals. The Indian government and society are not passive observers of these challenges, they are actively engaged in addressing them. On the poverty front, India has launched ambitious social welfare programs leveraging its digital infrastructure. The direct benefit transfer system delivers aid directly to bank accounts, cutting out corruption and inefficiency. Initiatives like the world's largest public food distribution and the Jal Jeevan Mission are tackling basic needs at an unprecedented scale, building a safety net for inclusive growth. To address its infrastructure deficit, the National Infrastructure Pipeline outlines nearly $2 trillion in investments, energy, roads, railways, urban development, dedicated freight corridors, new airports and ports, rapid metro expansions in cities. Policies court private and foreign capital, recognizing public funds alone cannot bridge the gap. Reforms are streamlining governance, GST unified the market, simplifying taxes and boosting efficiency. Make in India, supported by production linked incentives, is boosting domestic manufacturing in electronics and automobiles. On the environmental front, India is pivoting to renewables, scaling solar and wind, and launching the National Hydrogen Mission to lead in green hydrogen. EV promotion, efficiency upgrades, and expanding forest cover reflect the understanding that sustainability is a prerequisite for long term economic health and that India can leapfrog older, dirtier models. For India to transition from a leading power to a true global superpower by the year 2050, it must take deliberate steps. The first and most critical task is to consistently unlock the potential of its human capital. Beyond population size, India needs revolutionary investment in education and healthcare, world-class primary and secondary systems, expanded vocational training, and strong public health. Second, accelerate economic reforms, simplify regulations, enforce contracts, and ensure a predictable policy environment that attracts long-term investment. Pursue labor and land reforms to make India competitive in manufacturing. Let entrepreneurship flourish and SMEs scale globally with innovation rewarded. Sustaining 8 to 9% GDP growth is a necessity to create enough jobs. Third, double down on technology and manufacturing. Build domestic capability in hardware, semiconductors, and deep tech. Create full ecosystems research and design, fabrication, and assembly to reduce strategic dependencies and move up the value chain. Invest heavily in public and private R&D non-negotiable for superpower ambitions. Strengthen strategic partnerships, United States, Japan, Australia via platforms like the Quad. Maintain a constructive, if competitive, relationship with China. Champion a rules-based order and lead the global south as a provider of global public goods. So will India rule the world by the year 2050? The answer in all likelihood is no. The concept of a single country ruling the world is a relic of a bygone era. We are firmly in a multipolar age. Power is more distributed, influence wielded by a concert of major nations. The United States will remain formidable. China's weight will not diminish easily. An Indian-led order replacing them by mid-century is not realistic. Poverty, infrastructure, social division. However, India is poised to be one of the three most powerful countries on the planet, peer to the United States and China, an indispensable pillar of the international system. Its economy will likely be the world's third largest. Its youthful population will power global growth and talent. Its military will be a dominant force in the Indo-Pacific, ensuring regional stability. Its democratic identity will anchor a coalition for a free and open world. India's role will not be that of a ruler but of a leading power shaper of norms, driver of growth, and crucial voice at every table. The world of 2050 will not be an Indian world. Technology, economics, culture, diplomacy. The ultimate measure is whether India is prosperous, equitable, and sustainable for its 1.5 billion plus citizens. If it can achieve that, it will have built a model for human progress in the 21st century. The journey is long and the obstacles are real. The direction of travel is clear. India is not destined to rule the world, it is destined to help lead it.